Cho Cho started a punk band 10 years ago. His way of rebelling against the military government as the pro-democracy movement here was just gaining ground. Tonight, he's DJing a punk rock night at a Yangon bar. He's becoming concerned over a rise of nationalism in Myanmar, many using the Rohingya crisis to grow their influence and reach.
Nationalism is always trying to teach to the people about fear. They always talk. Now our people is very poor because of other people steal our job, our business. One day we worry for they occupy our country. But in reality, not like that.
Since the violence in Rakhine State and the exodus of Rohingya refugees over the last few weeks, nationalist groups have taken to Myanmar's streets more frequently, spreading their message Rohingya are not part of the country.
In this interview,
Tuan Chon was the editor-in-chief of a nationalist newspaper.
in Myanmar.
Because of its ties to a banned ultra-nationalist Buddhist group, their license was revoked last month.
Our voices are louder, more important and wider because of attacks by Bengali Muslims in Rakhine State. All nationalists feel that they threaten our country's sovereignty.
They're concerned that the Rohingya, many of whom have lived in Rakhine for generations, want to establish an Islamic state. Another form of nationalism that's growing, a less extreme version, are rallies like this. Hundreds gathering on a weekend afternoon to show their support for the government, to show their support for their leader, Aung San Suu Kyi. Many in Myanmar feel that the international criticism of the Rohingya crisis is unjust. The national media here are heavily controlling the story, and that puts some people at risk.
There's also intimidation, I think, happening of NGOs and local staff of UN agencies and reporters and others who, if they bring out a line that's contrary to that kind of narrative that the government is pushing, then, they're facing threats.
Cho Cho admits that Myanmar's young democracy is still in transition, but he does not think that it's an excuse to use the Rohingya crisis as a tool to grow support for the government or bolster nationalism. Scott Heidler, Al Jazeera, Yangon.